I end every podcast by asking my guests 5 questions. These 5 questions have absolutely nothing to do with anything we have talked about today. There's 5 random questions. You ready?
Yeah, let's roll.
These like kind of let the audience have like a little bit more insight into who you are as a person. Question number 1. Aliens, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Why? I don't disagree with you, but why? You think all those unknown things in the sky are just dust?
I really want to believe in aliens, especially with the pyramid stuff.
That new pyramid stuff is wild.
It's wild, dude.
Wild.
We should have talked about that. I don't even know what the hell is going on. I like to think. So first of all, I'm a Christian, and I like to think that it's just us in the universe.
Future us coming back to whatever.
No, it was just humans in the whole world and the entire universe, and God created us here and put us on planet Earth. But yeah, no,
because of course we'd have to be first, right? Because of
of course, I know this is a broken logic, but I also think we might have already seen something. I pretty much don't believe that aliens exist. I think that
I like the Elon. He's like I want to believe but there's no evidence to say that hurt.
Yeah,
and if they do believe, they're very subtle.
Yeah, and I think that all the things we think are UFOs or UAPs or whatever we call them now are other countries or some type of anomaly that we haven't understood yet.
I think when the SR-71 Blackbird was being tested in the 50s, everyone thought that was a UFO.
And think about
and they didn't disclose that until the 80s.
Think about the evolution of planes for the military. It kind of dropped off. Like the F-16, and I don't know a lot about planes, but a lot of this stuff is not super cool like it used to be. They got to be working on some secret shit that we don't know about.
The number one advancements in aeronautics is when it went from a tube to flat. And that.
So now they've got to be doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know that it necessarily needs to be that like the plane itself is crazy as much as like the cloaking and the camouflaging of the plane is crazy. I think it'd be much easier to figure out a way to put like heat resistant mirrors all over a plane so that it didn't look like there was than it is to make a disappearing plane. You know what I mean? I don't know if you could put planes on a mirror, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying. I don't think I believe in aliens. I really want to. I love the thought experiment of it, but I just haven't seen it,
Yeah, I think the big advancements will be in non-man craft. Just because the human body just...
Yeah, the G-force type stuff. Yeah, right.
And also like the ability to like the way you can operate a drone where you go...
exactly.
and then immediately go to the right, immediately go... Like you would just have mush of a human inside that unless they found a way to kind of like remove either use gravity as its own propulsion or somehow circumvent the pull of gravity on the craft itself.
Yeah, I can't follow that stuff. It's way over my head, but yeah, I mean...
Oh, I don't understand any of it. I just talk with confidence.
Yeah.
Question number 4.
I'm going to start saying that, dude.
One of my favorite Anthony Bourdain quotes was, he said, "I speak with an authority and a confidence like I absolutely know what I'm talking about, with an understanding, if not a likelihood, that I am completely full of shit."
It's good.
And so I was like, oh, yeah, I just don't allow my confidence to get in the way of your expertise. Question number 4. If you could live in any fictional universe, where would it be?
Damn, dude. I mean, I think superheroes are pretty cool.
Yeah, but superheroes exist in a lot of different universes. Do you want to live in the Marvel universe? Do you want to live in the DC universe? Do you want to live in the Wakanda universe? Do you want to live in...
Honestly, dude, I think Transformers.
Ooh. No one's ever given that answer.
Imagine if you could have a car that could like do the stuff that Bumblebee is doing, where like it can like, jump over like a couple different missiles coming your way while it's holding you in its hand, then like put you back in the car.
Yeah. No one has ever said Transformers.
Yeah.
I like it. Question number 3. Clint Eastwood is directing a movie that is based on your life. Who is playing you? Or who is he casting to play you? Say it. You already know what you want to say.
No, I don't, dude. I really don't. I mean, fuck, dude, you're really putting me on the spot here.
It's kind of the point of the question.
I would probably say Owen Wilson. I'm a big Owen Wilson fan. He could just get a haircut, and then
That's a great answer.
you know.
Question number 2.
Old? You say old? It's okay.
They can de-age him now.
Yeah,
They'll use AI.
Yeah.
Question number 2. You have a time machine. You can go back in time to any time you want. Can't change anything, but you can observe anything you want to see, and you get to retain that information to bring it back to share with present times. Where are you going?
Pyramids, bro.
Okay.
We got.
I'm glad you said that, and because I'm going to use this as a way for us to pigeonhole our way into.
We gotta.
What's going on with the pyramids?
I don't know.
What is going on with the pyramids? There's
Dude, I don't.
Now they're just capstones. This is insane.
So that's honestly the number one thing that makes me think that aliens are real. But I don't like, even if they dedicated thousands of years to build the pyramids, what is this new thing that they just found where they got the pipes going down, like, or not even pipes, these like stairwell things going down like 2 kilometers, which is like, I think more than a mile into the ground. I think
a kilometer is 1 mile is 1,750 meters, and a kilometer is 1,000 meters, so it's like 4 miles. Okay, well, 3 points.
My guess is they like figured out how to harness the core of the earth to do something.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what they are. I don't necessarily believe that what we think is how they are made, like elephants and different like humans like pulling these rocks across the ground. Oh, dude, this is the other thing I was just thinking about.
Okay, no, you go first.
Is like, let's say there was like a massive city. This is obviously so speculative, but like, let's say there's a massive city.
Oh, were you not there?
Yeah, right. I would be there in this question.
Very good point. Come back and tell me.
Like, the desert is the perfect like way to bury everything. Like, if there was something there, like there's just sand over all of it now, and we have no idea what's underneath it. So what if the pyramids are just some of the things sticking out, but there's actually way more that tells a story underneath that? That would make the most sense.
Because the river used to run by there, so like the best argument I ever heard for it was that they basically channeled the water and then put them on like kites or something and kind of like aqueducted
kites.
Yeah.
Oh, like a sailboat type.
Yeah,
thing?
Exactly. Like they had it on a barge and like floated
to get the rocks in there.
To get the rocks.
What about like all the mathematical stuff that's like literally perfect?
Well, I mean, you start getting into, because they're all aligned and like when the sun hits. Have you ever been there?
No.
It's insane, dude. It's
but
insane.
the outside of just like the craziness of the rocks stacking those up, all of the other stuff makes zero sense on the math. That, like, let's say they did figure out the math somehow through thousands of years of planning. It would take thousands of years just to plan the mathematical part of the whole thing. And then
there's no evidence that they tried it somewhere else and failed.
And like, and if we try to do that today with our technology, it would still take probably hundreds of years to get done. And we would probably have AI running it, you know, and they're like drawing on stones to like document their math. Yeah. What do you think?
I have no idea.
Do you think there's any chance
at some point because just the excavation that would have had to have been done, you know what I mean? So I don't know if it was like, it's like some kind of like terraforming, or if there was like some kind of like, you know, we build bridges in water, like there's like retaining walls that keep the water back while they're like pouring the cement and stuff like that. Like the technology that would have need to have been in play for that much sand to have been displaced while keeping the rest of the actual earth in its place.
Dude, that's why I don't think
over generations.
The sand wasn't there. The sand is what covered up all the technology, in my opinion, that built that thing. But my question.
So you think it's more like what's the place in Turkey that the Takanagali thing where they found the entire structure that's like, there's a mountain in Turkey, but like within that mountain there's like a whole village.
I don't know.
It's just it's overgrown. But you're saying that you think what is at the bottom of the
what if those are like
pillars now? That was at one
those are
point
like the skyscrapers essentially. Okay. Everything else is under the sand. This is like a speculation.
Yeah. No, you're talking about like at the end of like the monkey movie.
Yeah, Planet of the
Apes, where it's just, all you see is just the torch.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you think that there's any way that, like, this is super crazy, but like humans like humans essentially created it, left Earth, and came back.
It's not a 0%. It's not 0, right? Like the odds is whatever the odds are. It's not 0.
Yeah, I really can't explain
if the technology depicted in Interstellar is even remotely accurate, it's possible.
Yeah, they could still be alive out there on a different planet, and they're only like, they're still alive from that same period of time, and they're just moving a lot slower than us, and we're...
Yeah, it is absolutely possible that at some point in our history, there was a technology that we have simply forgotten.
I'm really interested to see where this pyramid thing goes, because they're not giving up on it now. Now that they found it, there's funding going into it, and the technology that discovered the tunnels underground, that's synthetic aperture radar, and that is being used in space now as well to take pictures, or essentially to figure out what's going on Earth.
Interesting.
We have them on Sci-Fi. It's called SAR, synthetic aperture radar, and it's a company called Umbra. They'd be an interesting person to have on. Their founder lives in Austin, but yeah, they're sending radar signals out to the ground of Earth, and then they're able to interpret that into an image, and then like count cars and do different things like that.
It's wild.
Yeah,
absolutely wild. Final question, and we'll get you out of here on this. What is something that no longer serves you, but that you're having a hard time giving up?
Damn, I have no idea, dude.
It can be a thought. It can be a practice. For some people, maybe it was like a thought that they weren't good enough, despite the fact that they know that they are.
Okay,
is there a limiting belief?
I got it. Okay, so, mine would be that having ADD is bad. So that was like I hate the word social construct, but that was essentially a construct that I grew up being told is like having a lack of focus, being all over the place. All of these things have been essentially, I've been told like you need to focus more, you need to have less ideas, stop fidgeting so much. All the things that are associated with ADD. And I have ADD. I've always been told.
I have horrible ADD. Why did I write down everything so I don't forget?
Right. It's bad. Solve, fix. Mm-hmm. And I've realized in the past year or two that it's a superpower because you get really excited really easily about the things that you like. And so other people who don't have it, they really struggle to find value in different things. It's hard for them to figure out what they like. Instead, I'm like, boom, 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 right? Mm-hmm. I want to do that. I want to do that. I don't have enough time. And so it's actually a superpower. And so just figuring out how to harness it is what I'm trying to kind of, shift my perspective on instead of trying to kind of shut it down every time. Does that make sense?
I 1000% agree. I think Malcolm Gladwell calls them desirable difficulties. One of the examples he gives is there was I can't remember his name. I'll see if I can find it. I'll put in the show notes. But he is dyslexic. And when he was in college, he met his now wife. And when they were in law school, she would recite everything to him. And then he would listen to it. So he's dyslexic, but he has some people have like photographic memory. He has audio, like 100% audio recall. So anything he hears, he remembers. So he has now taken that gift, and he is like one of the top litigators that argue in front of the Supreme Court, and will literally recite the opinions to the justices back to them.
Wow,
verbatim, without it. Now,
yeah, that is
something that hit from him having dyslexia. He had to cultivate into something that has made him powerful. You have ADD. You have found a way to make it a superpower. I have ADHD, and I have found that it has been the cornerstone of me being successful. Because while I was a horrible student because they weren't teaching me the way that I needed to be taught, as an entrepreneur, it is allowed me to have multiple verticals of things that I find fucking fantastic that I get to, I wake up every day and I can't wait to live my life.
That's the most important part about everything in life is being excited about what's going on.
Being passionate.
The people
having
that are
purpose.
the saddest, they don't have a purpose. They're not excited. Most people I know with ADD, ADHD, they cannot stop doing different things.
Yeah.
And they get super excited about them.
I feel so bad when I hear friends or family or people at the bar being like, oh my God, I can't wait thank God it's Friday, because they hate getting up and going and doing this job that they hate. And I'm like, why are you living your life that way? You are wasting so much time. Like, no one is going to care on your deathbed that like you were the most attended employee of the month. Like, my grandfather, when I was a kid, said a lot of things that had a lot of impact on my life. And one of the most positive things he ever said was, you wake up every morning and you build your own dreams, or you wake up every morning and you go to work helping someone else build theirs.
I like it. Dude, let me explain one last thing real quick.
Please.
That I'm thinking about. So, one reason why, I think the main reason why I like technology and specifically AI is that it levels the playing field for everyone. And that is something that we've never really had. And so yeah.
Only thing I'll push back on is when Sam Colt made the revolver, there was an argument that God may have created man, but Sam Colt made them equal.
With the revolver. Yeah. That's good.
But I think that technology might be the second coming.
Yeah. Yeah, right. A lot of people do. But I'll explain for like someone with disabilities. So most people I know with disabilities, they are depressed, and if you break it down, it's because they have a lack of purpose. And they essentially used to do something one way, they lost all this function. The way they used to add value and purpose was through something that involves like moving. And so now they lost it and they don't know what to do. But technology bridges that gap, especially AI and all the assistive tech and stuff. And so now you can find ways to add value and create a purpose in your life. The disability is just the analogy that I'm using because it's a huge black and white, but it's anyone. If you have depression, whatever, it bridges the gap to add value in so many different ways that people can now find purpose through pretty much anything. And so that's one thing I'm really excited about is like, if it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, if you start using these things, you will figure out how you can add value by using them. And then you will find purpose and you will live a fulfilling life.
So say we all.
Fuck yeah. Thanks.
Tom Babb, ladies and gentlemen. If dude, you're fucking awesome. If people want to learn more, you got the newsletter.
Yeah.
You're on. People want to learn more. Where should they go?
Instagram tbab02. Everywhere, everyone online. tbab BABB02.
Okay.
And then
can they find the link to the newsletter there as well?
Yep.
Okay.
And LinkedIn. I'm pretty talkative on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
Tom Babb. Yep.
Tom Babb, man.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
Thanks a lot.